So, happy leg day, y'all. Happy Tuesday. Coming back at you with another video. And as I just said, it is leg day. But not like leg day from like what we did last week. This week we're going to kind of focus more like on glute and quad day. Um, More so, I'm just trying to go ahead and get that lift. Pause. But in all seriousness, no, I just like changing things up. And I think today, like I said, I want to go ahead and focus a lot on quads and glutes. I think for most people, they're gonna be like, "All right, well, I think my booty's okay or whatever." But it doesn't hurt to always kind of give yourself a little enhancement. So today we're gonna just kind of go through and do a little follow through of like what I would do as far as to help improve glutes. And of course, kind of show you some quad exercises that I use to kind of like dominate. And of course, like the main thing is kind of give you that shape, kind of give you that nice, good lower figure, And it might be for the guys, it might be for the girls, but just kind of be open-minded, kind of get some takeaways, some pointers and stuff. But yeah, so right now we're on the Smith squat rack right here, and kind of I'm gonna end up doing like an RDL in a way. But as I'm doing the RDL, I'm going ahead and having the bar behind my neck, and as I am going down, I'm kind of bridging or pushing out my glutes out, kind of give that little emphasis on the hamstrings. I'm gonna go ahead and develop in that backside and of course the front side. So today is going to be a lot, like I said, it's going to be glutes with quads, and of course, like you got the backside, your hamstring. So let's go ahead and kind of work on those three components today, and hopefully you guys get something taken away from this. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so kind of give you guys a better explanation as I'm going ahead and getting these 10 reps going. But as I'm kind of going down, you know, it's almost like as if you're kind of doing like a like a seated kind of squat. But as I have myself in this position, standing in a parallel position, so slightly flared out, and the objective is not to go ahead and do crazy amount of weight. Trying to go ahead and stretch the hamstring, kind of focus on the glutes, and as I'm going down, coming up, and as I soon come up, going ahead and squeezing glutes, We're going ahead and getting ourselves in a neutral stance, parallel. Kind of have toes flared out if you have to. And as I'm coming down, I'll give you the back picture. As I am coming down, this is butt, and butt is kind of poking out a bit and trying to have a little of that a strain or tension going on your hamstrings. So, if it's like something where you're like, it's too much, drop the weight. Start something low, gradually go into it, and yeah. But I'm gonna see if I could kind of really show you guys, because I don't know, it's just kind of like the position that I feel for you guys to kind of see. It's kind of like, yeah, no, maybe, but let's go ahead get the third set out the way, and hopefully you guys can see this pretty good. Okay, folks, so we're gonna go ahead and go for the third set. This one we're gonna go for 8. And as I said, this is kind of showing you like the posterior side, kind of like how I'm aiming for, at least for how I'm feeling it. And yeah, just take your time with it. You know, this isn't something where you gotta do a crazy amount of weight. Just do something where you feel comfortable and go from there. And as I'm coming up, just kind of squeezing glutes together. It kind of working hamstrings and glutes at the same time. And that is it, folks. At least for this. Like I said, as you're going down, butt is slowly coming out, bent knees slightly, working hamstring. Another trick that you can kind of take off of it, because since you're working on this Smith or assisted squat rack, is as you're going ahead and going up, you would think, all right, well, I need to drive off my tippy toes or like have a flat base on my feet. Actually, surprisingly, you really want to kind of get that little help, drive off your hamstring. Because a lot of the times when you're doing something, some form of exercise and some type of component with your hamstring, a lot of the times the drive is coming off on your heels, not your tippy toes. A lot of times, like tippy toes is going to be off on your quads. So if you have kind of like that initial play, like you're pushing off on your heels for this, you'll feel it 10 times more, I promise you. Or, 10 times sounds like a lot, but twice as more. So let's go ahead and get into the next exercise or next station. Okay, folks. So we're gonna go ahead and do front squats. Front squats, we're gonna go ahead and hit the quads. I feel like overcompensating for quads today. It's been a while since I've done front squats. So uh, a lot of people can't do front squats. I'll tell you this. You can't do front squats just because of the fact that, hey, it feels weird, on your, shoulder blades, it's on your clavicle or collarbone, or more importantly, like most people say, like, hey, the weight falls forward or my wrist hurts and stuff. You can always do the substitution for goblet squats. And, if you want to even get more of an emphasis on your quads, take a 45-pound plate, a 25-pound plate, put it right underneath your heels, have right in front of you, and squat while keeping your posture straight. So in this case, I prefer to go ahead and do front squats just because it's on balance control, core, works on stabilization more importantly than anything. And I this is kind of like what I'm accustomed to compared to most things. So we're gonna go ahead and get this set up. I'm thinking we'll go ahead and do 3 sets. Go ahead and do a 10-8-6. Depending on how that third set goes, if I really want to push it and get 4 in and kind of get a little PR moment today, I'll go ahead and do it. But other than that, that's really kind of self-explanatory. And I'll kind of go ahead and show you guys a little different viewpoints to kind of help give you a better understanding and kind of explain what like I'm doing and how it could kind of help you. So bear with me. Alrighty, folks. So we're gonna go ahead, make our way to 185. feel confident with 185. I know I did the 185. So we're gonna go do 185 for 8, and then from there, kind of see if I want to go ahead and hit my max or hit a PR for 6, somewhere around there. And that's that. But as I am descending for at least for this exercise, you're just having your posture straight. You're not leaning forward, not leaning back. The whole objective, like when you're doing front squats, and I mentioned in the video last week for power cleans, the weight's going to kind of take you forward. If you kind of figure out that little counterbalance, and I've mentioned it, I think before at one point, and it may be in the previous video, where it's almost like swimming. You're just trying to find your buoyancy and where you're trying to be leveled out. Once you're able to figure out where you're supposed to be leveled out, you'll be fine. So as the weight is taking you forward, you kind of bring yourself back a little bit, keep head up, looking at the ceiling, trying to look at something to kind of drive to, and you keep yourself balanced. So in this case, that's exactly what I'm doing with quads. Just letting the weight kind of take me forward as I'm kind of balance myself out, keeping back, and just driving off using quads and hamstrings. So changed out shoes as well to kind of give me that little cushion on the back of the heels, keep myself elevated and flat. And yeah, so let's go ahead and move on to the second set. So I didn't have the mic on for the previous little clip, but for this one, um, as I was stating for the previous one, is since we got 6 for this, wanted to go ahead and get 225 up, see how it treats me, but do the 225 with a belt, and then for this last remainder of 3, try and do the 225 without a belt. That way it's not like I'm restraining my muscles for development. I could go ahead and allow my muscles to develop, work under pressure, under tension. So went ahead and got the 225 up for 3. Let's see if we go ahead and get it for another 3 to finish off this set. And yeah, but 225 felt pretty good. You know, not too bad. A lot of tensions on the quads, but working on form and technique. So let's go ahead and get 225 for the last 3. And that is it for 225 for front squats. Now, should I go ahead and attempt for 2 or a 4? Kind of go up for weight? I'm thinking about it. But if I do so, I need to kind of like take a little breather because that was some heavy ass weight. So I think I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get 4. If not 2, but rep count's going to be 2 to 4 for this last set. So let me figure out where I want to go out with weight, and you'll end up seeing me ass to the grass for this. So, okay, folks. So we're going to go ahead and try and attempt 255. I don't think that's too bad. I think it's pretty reasonable like I said, we're going to try and go ahead and get to the 4 reps. Get the 4 reps. I'd be very happy, very pleased with today and how it's going to turn out. But if we get 2, I'll still be happy. It doesn't matter as long as I'm past the 250 mark. So let's go ahead and get it. Try it without a belt. See how that goes. And yeah, less up. That's all I'm giving. I'm gonna end up giving you all 2. I was already feeling it. I ain't going past it. Not back or anything, but it's not gonna go up. Going for 3. So I'll take the 255. Real happy about it though. So let's go ahead, move on to the next station, and we'll see how the rest of legs go, y'all. So bear with me. Okay, folks. So we're here moving on to the next station. We're gonna go ahead and do incline leg presses. For this one, I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 variations. The 2 variations are gonna be wide. I want to go ahead and put my foot placement here wide, so we'll go ahead and work on abductors, glutes a little bit, and as we go ahead and do the second variation, it's going to be a little bit further up. That way we go ahead and kind of focus on hamstrings. So it's going to be one of those, I know it's going to be one of those good workouts, and we'll go ahead and jump up with weights. So we'll go ahead and do 10 and 10 for the 2 variations. We'll go ahead and try and put it for 4 sets. So let's see how we go from there. And yeah, if we have to go ahead and change anything up, we'll do it. But let's go ahead and get going and not cheat ourselves. Okay, real nice. I'm not gonna lie. First set, good. Now it's just now get into the hamstring. I think that's gonna be the challenge for this. But going nice, smooth, keeping yourself kind of straight, lined up with this middle, um, support catch if you want to call it, and yeah. But hope everybody's day is going well. It's just it's a leg day. It's it's just one of those booty workouts and quad and hammy workouts. So we'll go ahead and start off with hamstrings first, and then go wide, and then from there we got 2 more sets. So let's get her going. All right. Well, I'm getting that tension going right now. Okay, folks, well, let's go ahead and get this third set out the way. We'll go ahead and show you guys my foot placement. What feels kind of good. I'll have it tweaked. And I mentioned in previous videos, even like with foot placement or even like currently right now, sometimes I like to have my foot a little bit flared. We don't want to go all the way out like this. We want to kind of keep our feet, parallel and kind of a little bit flared out. But we don't want to have ourselves like this, where knees are bent in. You're more injury prone. You're going to get hurt. We don't want it all the way out. Because same thing, you get hurt, not doing the exercise right. Because we want to go ahead and start developing our legs, So let's go ahead and get this first one going. And then kind of set for the next one. All right, there we are for that one. We're gonna kind of go high for these hamstring ones, like I've been saying. And yeah, so go ahead and get this going. Y'all, I am shaking. Legs are definitely shaking right now. Okay, so we had 315 prior. Currently got 365. As I said at the beginning, see how it goes. Gotta cut down the weight. I'll do it. If I gotta break it up in half, we'll go ahead and do it. If I have to break it down in halves, 5-5. And then give ourselves a little break, 5-5 again. So let's see how it takes us, and we'll go from there. So kind of going a little bit wider, kind of correcting myself for my last mistake, but go ahead and try to get 5 going. Okay, knocked out my 10 right there. Oh man. Got one more. One more for hamstrings. Let's go ahead and get this hamstrings out the way. Bear with me. Bear with me, folks. Here we go. That's it, folks. I am, excuse my French, fucking shaking and in distress. Ugh. Okay, folks. So we just decided to go ahead and we're going to do some dumbbell RDLs. Focus a lot on the hamstrings. So I'm thinking what we're going to go ahead and do is going to do two sets of 10, 60s, and then I'm just going to go ahead and go straight up to 80s. See how we feel from there. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. And then we'll go ahead and do the next workout. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're going to go ahead and do like a sumo dumbbell squat, and to go ahead and kind of focus on adductors a little bit. We'll kind of come in with a little bit more of a narrow stance, switch it up. We're going to be 5 and 5 for each. And I think the goal is we're going to go for up to 100-pound dumbbell today. So go ahead and do 5 wide, 5 close, and kind of switch up. So okay, folks, so we got the 70s right now. I'm going to go ahead and start off close. Start close, then go ahead and open up. This time, rather than going ahead and leaning forward, or actually, you don't know, I take it back. We'll still go ahead and keep our posture kind of forward, the work backside, rather than focus on quads and a lot on adductor. Go ahead and stay lean forward and just knock these puppies out. So, and stay close. That's nice. I'm gonna try and get as wide as I could off of this one. Toes flared out. Third set. We'll go ahead and get a wide base for this one. Going on fourth set. Got 90s. Knock these bitches out. Here we go. Okay, down to our last set for 100. See if we're going to go for 5s or we're going to go for 10s. I think I might end up going for 10s just to kind of push on myself a little bit more. So bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, folks, so now we're going to go ahead and do some dumbbell split squats, if you want to call them, almost like lunges. Go ahead and do split squats. We're gonna do 2 variations. One that's close, one that's far, and then we kind of switch up as far as like our posture. If we want to go ahead and lean forward or keep straight up, mind you, lean forward, working hamstrings and glutes. leaning up, targeting the quads. So it's kind of switching it up a little bit and kind of giving a lot of different feelings in our legs. So let's go ahead and get this going. Not done with the first one as yet. We still got to go long. Then we go ahead and get into that second set for 10. But I'm drained, y'all. Tired. Ugh. Okay. Going to the second set. Went ahead and upgraded these bad boys to 45s. So, same thing. But rather than now going ahead and lean it forward and focusing on hamstrings, let's go ahead and work a little bit on quads right now. I know we've been killing quads, but it's another good thing just kind of work on quads and abductors a bit. So get this baby going. Okay, get this last one out the way. I'm done here. Okay, y'all, my quads are killing me right now. Oh, on fire. Fire. Nice juicy pump right now. But go ahead and go on to the, damn, can't even fucking speak. Going on to the next station. Okay, folks, so we're gonna go ahead and work this booty machine right here, glute machine. So what I got set on there right now is 131, not 135, but a singular 35 on each side. Couldn't even tell you what the weight's gonna be, but I think we'll go ahead and do 3 sets of 10, and we'll kind of switch it up. I think what I'll go ahead and do is start off on this hole and then transition to this medial hole. And for that last set, I'll swap out between this and this for 5. So let's go ahead and get into it. Went ahead and put the 45s on. It kind of helped me get a little bit more depth for this. So go ahead and get it going. I need to adjust the chain a bit, but okay. So we are done for that first one. Okay. So if I had to guess this amount of weight, right now we are doing 185? No, 205. So go ahead and get this one out the way. That is it for the second set. Now we're off for the third one. Let me see. I really can't be honest with you. I just know the fucking weight is heavy, y'all. Excuse my French. But I'll tell you, as we are doing this and I'm coming up, I'm not sure if you guys are seeing it or not, but as I am doing that initial come up and I come up, I want to go ahead and thrust into the weight, so we go ahead and kind of like target glutes. That's where you're going to start getting the activation. It's one thing when you go down and you go ahead and broaden yourself doing this, but the initial follow through and thrusting yourself into the machine, that's where you're going to end up working on, your booties, y'all. Good looking legs, man, get you fed. So as I said before, we're going to go ahead and start off in the middle. From the middle, then we'll go ahead and finish off the last 5 going back. So let me go ahead and get myself adjusted, and there we go. Okay, so we're done with that one. Last one. That's it. Nice little thrust to kind of get it on. But that's it right here for y'all on this little booty machine. Like I said, I am tired. I am burnt for legs. But still got a few more exercises and I'm kind of done, y'all. Okay, folks. So we're going to go ahead and work on adductors right now. All right. So a little preview for like previous one. Felt great. That previous station felt so good. Nice. Good little follow through. And that we could say is almost similar to doing bridges. Only thing just standing up, But as we were on it and trying to get as much depth as possible, And then just doing that last follow through with the thrust, that seals the cherry on the top. Um, we went ahead and did, the 3 sets, but hey, that last one, nice, reasonable weight, nothing too heavy, nothing too light, and we finished through. You know, um, I like just putting the plates. Why? Because I'm able to get a little bit more depth. I'm a short person. Well, not that short, but I'm a short person, and you know, and I kind of need a little bit more range. Especially kind of putting that emphasis on the glutes. I need a lot more leverage than what's given to me. So now we're going ahead and doing the adductors. Probably going to go ahead and do 2 more sets. Just kind of doing 10 or going up to 10. I'm not really keeping count in my head, but 10. From here, we'll go ahead and go and work on abductors. You're good. Yeah, no, you're fine. Go ahead and work on abductors. And then I need to go ahead and try and get calves in. And I need to get one more other exercise in. And that's it for today. We're not going to spend too much time on anything else. I think I'm satisfied for both quads and hamstrings for today. So, okay. So what I did with there, kind of really get inside the adductors, just squeeze with that last one, kind of hold it for a couple of seconds, you know. So moving right over. Okay, go ahead. We're at abductors. It's not that bad. I love abductors. I've said it before. So it's like one of those workouts where I feel like I'm really not doing much, but you start to initially start feeling it when, hey, you know how it goes. You lean forward. Once you're forward and targeting glutes and hamstrings, it's when you feel it the most. So got that going. Go ahead and lean forward. Start working that area out, and easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yeah. I'll go up with weight. Same thing. 3 sets. And yeah. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I have a slight little headache, but I think that's from just going at it heavy at the moment. I just kind of push myself a little hard. So I'll kind of pace myself eventually. But all right, going off that one. Yeah. Okay, folks. So rather than go ahead and talking with y'all while doing my stretches, I'll go ahead and switch it up for y'all on treadmill. So, not sure if the mic went out on the previous video or to what extent the mic went out, you know. But we'll kind of go ahead and backtrack at least with the, I would say when we were doing glutes, glute machine. Glute machine, overall review for that is coming down, keeping straight posture, off on that drive, kind of putting a thrust, really activate glutes. Okay, so there's that. Next one, we ended up doing abductor machine, abductor, adductor machine. Went ahead and got that out the way. Target both inner and outer quads or thighs. So real nice, phenomenal. Then kind of went ahead and switched it up a little bit. Then from there, we decided just to go ahead and target hamstrings. Did a hamstring stretch extension. And I went ahead and went to the cable machine to kind of just stretch more, have a wide base. That way we could target a little bit more on the backside than doing the adductor area. Phenomenal, good. We did that for 2 sets of 10. So now we're here on treadmill, trying to finish up the day, and go ahead and do a couple of stretches right after this. And that's pretty it. Overall, I'm pleased with today. I spent about 3 hours, close to 4 in here. But nice, you know, there's going to be times where you're just so in tune with doing the workout. You're like literally feeling it, and you got to kind of take your breaks, you know. It takes time, at least for me. I want to make sure that I'm doing the movements right. I'm working on my technique. I'm doing a little bit of everything that I need to do to start improving as the time, you know, kind of goes on. So other than that, you know, I really can't complain. I was very satisfied with front squats. And leg press came in second. And I don't know. I want to say maybe like the dumbbell split squats takes the cherry on the top. I don't think I could. I think, you know what? I probably put quads, front squats second, leg press third, and split dumbbell squats as cherry on top number 1. So other than that, that's really it for today. For, I guess we call it a glute quad hamstring day. So I think next video we're gonna go ahead and focus on probably arms. We'll go ahead and do arms next. Do shoulders the one right after. But thank you as always. You know, any comments, any kind of questions, any kind of feedbacks, hit me with it. I won't feel any type of way. I am more than likely to go ahead and help you guys out, you know. And the objective for the channel, and I want to say it, these are things that I do that help me improve myself and what I've seen result better for me. You know, I know most people don't have the free time to like 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, whatever the number may be. But if there is something as far as question-wise, what would help me see improvements or results within a certain time frame, you know, even if you're a type of person that comes in for an hour, hour and a half, maybe max 2 hours of workout, I don't mind going ahead and talking about it and explaining it. And, you know, even maybe like, hey, videos, put in a video of like kind of showing you what could help you for the time being. But yeah, like I said, whatever may work for me may not necessarily work for you, because everybody has their own cup of tea and their own flavor of tea, you know. So it could be bitter, it could be sweet. But other than that, as always, thank you so much for tuning in, and I shall go ahead and see you guys on the next video. Ciao.